Shalom, shalom. Before we get into this little pre-camp sit down, we're gonna give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and a great example to his young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopefully lit. And Lord, when this edifying lesson, and it's just going into a video that the elder Amon Gabar brought out, and a few elders did lessons on it as well. This Uber driver calling himself Unc's Confessions on TikTok about the passenger he picked up, which I'm pretty sure most people in the know follow GMS than seen this video. But he picked up some well-to-do Edomites, which had to be either, you know, some small hatters, or they just in the right secret societies to know, you know, some favorable Edomites who will have a stake in the New World Order, so to speak. You know, do we salute? I salute. Yeah, I said double honors to the okay. Just make sure I forget it.
Yeah, double check it.
Yeah. Yeah, but these Edomites had to be well to do because they selling all their shit in America. They got shit in America, Canada. So they need some super rich crackers, man.
Oh yeah.
Some super rich devils who know some shit finna go down, and we know some shit finna go down. Like if you in the scriptures and you truly believe in the doctrine that's being pushed by GMS, you know that the time is short. Somebody grab 2nd Exodus 9:2, but you get that Matthew 24.
Matthew 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Yeah, so great tribulation is coming to this earth that's never been seen before. You know, and we gonna play this video, and that's why I wanted to grab that, because something the Edomite told him, you know. But let's get into this video. Just hold this back right there.
Just up, I let him talk. And if it involves me, I'm gonna jump in it. This one didn't involve me. This is that one time I'll jump right in on the conversation. And I think y'all might want to stick around and hear this. Let's get one thing understood. That elderly couple from London that gave me the information on what they see about to happen was for me. They didn't tell me to go tell no agent. When I pick my passengers up, I let them talk. And if it involves me, I'm gonna jump in it. This one didn't involve me. This is that one time I'll jump right in on the conversation. And I think y'all might want to stick around and hear this motherfucker through. I picked up an elderly white couple in their mid to late 70s. Well, the fuck to do. When I say well to do, we talking hundreds of thousands. I'm pretty sure in the upper millions. Trust me on this shit here. They were here in New Orleans, conducting business. In other words, getting rid of businesses that they own. Finalizing that shit. On their way to California, I just dropped them off the airport to finalize the last properties they own in this country. How do I know? They on there talking to their daughter. She's in London on her way to Canada to dispose of whatever business they got going on out there. So now Unc is a little curious. I'm curious as a motherfucker. So I just asked him, listen, I don't want to get in y'all business, but there's something going on. I said, I know we talking about the war and all of this, and I hear y'all flying around getting rid of stuff. The wife didn't say nothing, but she looked at her husband, he looked at her. The man told me, he said, listen, all I can tell you is this here. Just get you and your family together. I said, sir, listen, I hear this on TikTok. I hear it all the time. I said, I know prices are going high. That man said, this ain't got nothing to do with prices. Just get your families in line. If you can, try to put things together to manage at least a minimum of 6 months to take care of you and your family. So I said, is it going to be that serious? That man told me, what's your worst nightmare? What's the worst thing you ever thought could happen to you? That's what I can't think offhand. He said, anything that you ever thought was the worst that happened to you, put that 10 times that amount. He said, listen, I don't tell you these things to scare you. And I don't want you to be afraid because there's no reason to be afraid. What's going to happen is going to happen. Now, I'm listening to this man telling me this shit. And he said, but since you asked, just get you and your family in line. So I'm telling everybody out here, some shit is going on. Because these people here trust and believe me. If y'all would have saw, you know I'm not bullshitting about these. These motherfuckers is up there some fucking way. I don't know what the fuck they do. But I do know they getting rid of shit for a reason. And when that man told me a minimum of 6 months to get my shit lined up for that little time, guess what? A minimum of 2 motherfucking years. My shit is gonna be lined up. I don't give a fuck if you call me paranoid or hallucinating. I'm following motherfucking suit, and I think y'all need to do the same thing. So when I pick my passengers up, I let them talk.
But that's pretty much the point. But he mentioned that anything whatever your worst nightmare is, times what's finna happen by 10. He say whatever your worst nightmare is, so that mean all kind of shit finna pop off, and that's one of the ways Esau move, order out of chaos, man. You know, so famines, pestilence, they finna let loose some shit that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, make everything that ever happened in existence look like child's play. And Esau gonna be orchestrating, but the Lord gonna get his hands into this shit and take over, you know, and take it on a whole nother level, man. It's finna get real crazy.
If I may to add on to your point, this devil, he's so, you know, violent and diabolical, just extreme. He's the physical counterpart of Satan, that he would use a 2020 scamdemic as a practice on the people, you know. That's how sick this nigga is.
Yeah, and that's what they saying, lockdown 2.0. See, all that lockdown shit, shortages, rationing. When you go in the stores, you can only get 2 waters, or you know, 1 milk, or you know what I'm saying. All that was a forerunner, so to speak. Put the mask on. You know what I'm saying? That was just a ritual type shit to prepare the people for what's coming. And people were begging for normalcy then. You know what I'm saying? The stores was empty and shit. You couldn't go no goddamn well for real. Everything was closed. They finna do that again, but on another level. They already talking about energy lockdowns and shit because of this war and, you know, the lack of oil and resources being ran through the Straits or Hormuz. So something crazy finna happen, man. And for them Edomites to tell him that, shit, they ain't tell him what, but shit, the urgency and what they were saying, hey man, anything can happen, man. And that's been on my spirit, you know. After the Passover, the Lord might do something crazy. Allow these devils to do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And shit get popping. They might go on ahead and put boots on the ground, or try to put boots on the ground, or after the Passover, because it seemed like it's been lingering. Oh, we're gonna put boots on the ground this day, or we're gonna give them 5 more days and all this. What if they wait right till after the Passover, Thursday morning, boots on the ground, 10,000 soldiers gone. We all calling up all the reserve, calling up all the, you know, military soldiers. It's time we going to the Middle East. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Draft implemented. We don't know. Any day now, all hell can break loose. See, people think we got another year or 2. You might. That's what I'm saying. Who gonna be expecting all hell to break loose April the 2nd, April the 3rd? You know what I'm saying?
Right around the corner.
Right. I mean, you see shit happening, but if, say, it just hit, you know, you gonna be, a lot of people who ain't in the know, they gonna be thinking they had more time. Who ain't in the know, they gonna be thinking they had more time. Everything was going all good, we working a little bit, and you know, and out of nowhere, everything just stopped. You got it.
They getting ready for Easter.
Yeah, getting ready for Easter.
Yeah.
You might not even be able to celebrate fucking Easter, man. We don't know.
Cause them devils, they just like they got them holidays. They got, you know, they sacrificial, spiritual ritual days, which is basically they holidays.
Yep.
And we know, you know, through the spirit, you know, the first our Passover, which is the beginning of the year, is they use that as a sacrificial time.
Mm-hmm.
So like the brother, like you was just saying,
Yep.
that's probably likely to happen, just like it did in 2020.
Yep.
And that's why we out, we wanting the flock, man.
Yep. But you finishing it. Let's start it back from the top.
Matthew 24 and verse 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
Yeah, so your worst nightmare 10 times multiplied by 10, multiply your worst nightmare by 10 times, that's the worst time. That's what the Lord talking about. So we amen that. Why? Because shit, it's linked up with what the scriptures say. And ain't no telling what this devil know. And these devils ain't gonna tell you everything.
Nah.
Shit, they got their family together. They out the way. So shit, they ain't gonna hurt nobody by, telling you, hey, you better get ready. You know what I'm
They
saying?
really ain't gonna tell them shit.
Yeah.
They got, like you said, they
Yep.
families tucked in the bunkers
Yep.
and all their preparations, provisions,
Yep.
and then they put whatever they want to put on the news.
Yep.
But it's the prophets that's bringing the secrets, the real truth.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You got it. You finished it.
it says, no, nor ever shall be, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yeah, and the days are being shortened, man,
Right.
so the elect can be saved. And if you can't tell that the days shortened, then I don't know where you at. Because by the time you look down and look up, it's the next day, man.
Oh yeah.
It don't take long for the time these days. It ain't taking long for these days to go by. This shit going by fast, man. Especially when you doing shit. You think you got time to do this, and this, man. You don't be having time to do all this shit. And we know why, because the Lord is really literally shortening the days. He got time going faster, than normal, But you can grab that Daniel. Well, I get this first. This Jeremiah chapter 30 and 1. It say the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, this, verse 2, thus said the Lord, power of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in the book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, which this future prophecy. And we hoping to be a part of them Judah and Israel who get that land in the first go round. We don't want to die with these people, man. And we do these lessons and warn our people so they don't have to, hope in hopes that they repent, to finish the work of the Lord. It say, and they shall possess it, which is going into the chosen land, the land of Israel. Verse 4, it say, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And that was the spirit he was in. Trembling and fear and not of peace, man. There's something bad getting ready to happen. And it all align with the scripture, so that's why we speaking on it. Verse 6, it say, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child, like a man having a baby, man. You know how much pain a man to be in trying to push out a baby?
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be through. They say, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turned into paleness. Alas.
If you see a man crying like that, like a woman that's giving birth, shit, like the video said, that gotta be the worst possible scenario times 10.
Yeah, for that individual, you know what I'm saying? For you to be on your knee, you balled up, crying, boo-hooing, snot bubbles, and you can't even talk, and you a grown man crying like that. You know what I'm saying? That's your worst nightmare times 10, and you ain't gonna be able to escape it, man. The Lord say, niggas finna dwell in torments because they refuse to hearken unto his words, man. So the Lord finna allow Esau to do some real demonic shit. Release real demonic shit. Esau finna Esau finna do something. He finna make a move on the behalf of the Lord. You know, towards his new world order, which he gonna fail, but the Lord finna use him to judge the earth at the same time, man. These manufactured famines, because with all the technology Esau got, it really should never, like this. If he was righteous, hunger, or world, you know, famine, world hunger, that would be a thing of the past if this nigga was righteous. But he ain't right, man. You know, he wicked. You know, this nigga got all kind of shit he can goddamn, he know how to grow. You know, he know all the he know the science behind growing shit. You know, in mass amounts. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they ain't have tractors and, you know, they ain't have all the shit that these people have. We have today, not these people, but we have in this world we living in. So famine really shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't be no Middle Eastern countries starving to fucking death. No. You know what I'm saying? But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, and when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So that's why you see that. Keep going. It say, verse 7, it say, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, man. Who is the he gonna be saved out of it? The elect of the nation of Israel. And hopefully we are part of that number, man. That's why we do this week in, week out, day in, day out. We keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. You know, and we constantly warning the world of what the Lord finna do, man. Proclaiming Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, unto the earth. So when these things happen, you know who doing it. Right. You know? Even everything Esau doing, the war that's going on, this the Lord work, you know?
I got a quick precept. It's real quick to the point.
That was all on that one, too.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 16 and verse 10. It says, and gladness is taken away, and joy out of the plentiful field, and in the vineyards there shall be no singing, neither shall there be shouting.
Yeah, because it's all the abundance in America is finna cease. It's finna be empty storehouses, empty grocery stores, you know.
Yep.
Hey, everybody finna go without.
Yep. Not only is everything on, okay, say you somewhere where it ain't empty. You know how much that shit gonna cost? You know?
$50.
Hey, that nigga Klaus Schwab ain't say what he said for no reason. You gonna own nothing and be happy, man. You know? And what 2020 was? It was a money grab. It was a transfer of wealth. This shit finna, it's gonna be two classes. You gonna either be poor or you gonna be rich when they do what they finna do in this go round. Ain't gonna be no, but that's you know, that's when they get their shit all the way established. The only people who gonna still be rich is the super rich, who in them bunkers and shit. Everybody else on ground zero, when all this shit happened and the phoenix rise up out of the ashes, all the goyim that's left from all this chaos, they gonna be super poor, man. Which they ain't gonna get to fulfill their new world order or what they trying to do, but they gonna get it going. They gonna get the process in motion, which is already in motion, man. You know?
If I made the rich, they still gonna have to take the chip too.
Yep.
You know, because it stay rich and poor.
Yeah, so, you know, the elite ain't gonna have to take no chip. But these super, not super rich, but just like regular rich people. Yeah. Like I say, them people had to be well to do to know to sell all their shit.
Yeah.
These ain't just no regular.
Yeah, they inside.
They probably up there, you know, in the ranks, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They probably up there. But motherfuckers like, you know, your rappers and shit, these football players, the actors, they all gonna have to take that motherfucker, man. You know?
I'm gonna finish up the rest of that. It says, the treaders shall tread out no wine in their presses. I have made their vintage shouting to cease. all talking all that shit, all that old shit. Oh, we gonna do this, we gonna build that. This is what we gonna do. This our 10-year plan, 20-year plan. All that shit out the window.
Yeah, all that plantation money that y'all got. What is it? The wheel, in the wheel.
Oh yeah.
The inheritance.
Oh yeah, the inheritance. Yeah.
All that shit gonna go out the fucking window.
Because you low level Edomites, you finna come to a realization that your ass is a slave too. You know what I'm saying? See, them folks that was in that car selling them business and shit, they probably ain't even have no goddamn, social security cards and birth certificates and shit like we gotta deal with, which they probably do, but they have some high level Edomites, you know what I'm saying? They gonna be out of the way of danger. See, it's rich people that's still in America that don't know what the fuck going on. Rich Edomites, so to speak, who got old money, they ain't in the know what's going on. They down south Edomites, family had slaves and this shit just getting passed on and they got businesses and shit. But they ain't in the know. They ain't a part of the secret societies and shit to understand what the new world order is. They don't understand that they slaves too. They don't understand they on the same level as us, man. See, Esau finna show all you people, man. It's the 1% against and everybody else Goyim, man.
Real quick, if you ride down to, like where we at, Orange, the beaches on the Gulf Coast, you see nothing but mansions.
Yep.
These fucking Edomites got mansions, man. Fucking beach houses, and there's millions of them. And, and they all finna get, like the brother said,
caught
the fuck up.
They gonna be here in America as it falls, as it crumbles, as it collapses, as the dollar crash. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got gold and silver, all that currency, them dollars you got, is gonna be worth nothing, man.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure they probably got a little gold, a little silver, but they, should have majority gold and silver and just a little money if they was smart. You know what I'm saying? But either way it go, you can do all that. That shit ain't gonna matter, cause guess what? The Lord is on his way, man.
That's right.
The Lord getting ready to come back and take these people out, man. The kingdom gonna be translated from one people to another. So only way you can prepare for what's coming is ultimately be of the elect of the nation of Israel. Everybody else finna catch hell, man. You can prep all you want, that ain't gonna save you. And you elite, y'all can run and sell all your shit and go jump in a bunker and hide all you want. Guess what? Your ass finna go into captivity, man. You ain't gonna escape your judgment, man, by jumping in a bunker, going in the underwater goddamn station or house or whatever devils got.
Like the Lord ain't gonna find it.
Yeah. It's written that that's what you was gonna do. We building bunkers all away from this motherfucker, all in Hawaii, all in Iceland, and New Zealand and shit, Greenland. These devils got all the money so they can go to these neutral areas where the nukes ain't gonna hit and where the chaos ain't gonna be as bad, and go underground and they different fortresses and shit. But guess what? That shit ain't gonna save you, man. You had going to captivity. You're gonna be the first fruits of hardcore bondage. First fruits of payback for what you did to the Israelites, man. But you can grab that, Daniel. Because the Lord say in that Jeremiah 30 that we gonna be saved out of this, man. And who gonna be saved out of the elect of the nation of Israel? How we gonna be saved? Through divine intervention. You got it.
Those that repent.
Yep.
Because in Second Ezra it tells us, those to turn away from our sins, because this is the time of trouble, but the Lord is going to guide those who keep his commandments and his precepts. So that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we want telling our people to do, persuading them by the terror of the Lord. Because
you was told something. You can grab that second Exodus 9. Well, you started at the top, really. But you can get that. So since you getting that, he can just get that second. Yeah, you starting at the top of it.
You start at the top of Daniel 12?
Yeah, you just want one. You just want first verse.
One time. Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time, shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
Yeah, and it's basically reiterating what was said. Oh, Matthew 24 was basically reiterating Daniel chapter 12. You know, there's going to be a time like never was since there was a nation on the planet. Reread it, Salaki.
Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up.
And Michael is the archangel of war, man.
Right.
You know, you got it.
It says, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yep, and the angels gonna be protecting us. I get that. You got it. Con.
Keep going while you get that?
Yeah, you keep
Okay,
it.
fine. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation.
Yeah, so the time of trouble is coming. And that's what we've been telling our people that Edomite probably watched the, you know, we said that before they said that. See, we've been saying, like, we explaining this to you that it's going to be bad, but it's going to be way worse than what the scriptures saying and what we saying and how we explain. It's going to be worse than that, man. Why? Because the Lord is finna judge the earth like never before, man. This is gonna be something to remember. You think the flood was bad? Guess what? This gonna overdo the flood.
Don't worry.
Yeah, this gonna be worse than that. And that was a terrible time to flood everybody, just drown the earth. You know? You got it.
And it reads,
Well, verse 1, the point.
yeah, that's it. Really.
Yep. So a time coming where you, this shit gonna be terrible, man. It ain't gonna be no 911. You ain't gonna be able to trust your family. Because the Lord say friends gonna fight against each other like enemies, man. You know? A man's foe is gonna be they of his own house. Now you gonna have certain instances where people link up and gang up. But shit, if you ain't linked up and ganged up, if you ain't got under the banner of the Lord, you through. You know, it's just gonna be, you gonna be linked up one day with a whole bunch of motherfuckers, then the next day you dead, man. You know? Man, this shit gonna be terrible. It's a beautiful thing because we're gonna be able to see it. You know? We're gonna be the Lord gonna protect us through all this shit.
You got one? I got one. If you don't know one.
You get your, I got one too.
Just real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow
And
themselves.
the keepers of the house is the economists, economists.
Yep.
That's keeping up with the trade market and, you know, the economy, and everything that's going on, the stocks, the trades, and they seeing that it's going to shit. It's going down the drain, literally. Like the dollar crashing, you know.
World War III is at hand, is imminent.
Doomsday clock.
Yeah.
And like the video said, the
And
prices,
they can't even, if I ain't mistaken, I heard something yesterday or something about the doomsday clock. Ain't nobody reporting on what they got and doing all that shit no more, so they can't even, that doomsday clock is inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't reporting how many nukes they got. The whole little, all these agreements and alignments that they had set up, it's all being broken.
Right.
So now it's just up in the air. Any day now, all here, which we know ain't no nuclear war gonna pop off. Because we know what gotta come before that.
Right.
And that's that sea hill.
Yeah.
But all these other things gotta come too.
Right.
And that sea hill gonna come out of all these other things happening. All this other chaos. That's the solution to all the problems, is the sea. That's what they gonna present to you for the solution to what's going on in the earth. Same way they popped out, oh, we got a solution to stop these lockdowns, and they goddamn stuck you in your head with that goddamn crossover fadeaway, and a motherfucker died suddenly, man. You know, broke your ankles with that motherfucker, man.
Hit him with that Darren Fisher.
Yeah. So shit, the same way that was the solution to end that lockdown, this gonna be the solution for this one. You know? Well, things can go back to normal, but we gotta set up this new system, this technocracy.
And it reads, it says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So this, you know, even the average shop owner will tell you, hey, shit, I don't think this ain't no bouncing back.
Yep.
They, you know, they trying to look in, they trying to see what's going on and look through the window. It's dark. They don't know what's going on, man.
Because the word is the light. You know, the scriptures that we're bringing out through the Spirit of Habashim Shah, that's the light. And it's also, this is going to be a dark time. The day of the Lord is dark and not no light in it. So they looking out the windows, which is confusion, but at the same time, it's darkness because there's no hope for their future. So it's just dark. Because they know they know all hell finna break loose.
Shit over with.
All these different Babylon cannot be healed. You know, all these different economists, those who looking out the window, seeing that it's dark, and they trying to, their job is to goddamn come up with solutions to better the economy, better the country, make things better for the people, so to speak. But as they see what's happening and what the leaders doing, they looking out the window like, ah, shit, this shit don't look too good. This shit, we finna see something worse than 2007. The 2007 crash, we finna see something worse than the Great Depression. You know? They looking and seeing that, oh, this shit ain't finna turn out good. The dollar finna crash, man.
Right.
You know? And when the USDA, you know, the Federal Reserve currency crash, every country, everybody gonna feel that shit. Everybody gonna be affected.
Right.
You know?
And Salaki, I saw an article where Trump and them, they made a digital USD. They call it the USD2 or the USD something. It's a digital. It's basically a digital dollar. You know, and in order to have that digital dollar, you're gonna need a digital wallet.
Yep.
You know, like the brother GMS Watchman. You know, he constantly has videos on the chip. He was speaking about wallet more, you know, and how you will become the wallet. You are the wallet. You know, your wallet got your ID.
Real, they call it the real ID and all that old shit.
And the wallet, you can have the C-Hip in the wallet, because the C-Hip basically is going to track all your medical records and everything about you. But in that is the wallet. Your money is in there. So it could be a Trump coin or whatever in the C-Hip tied to it. You know?
Yeah, because everything gonna go digital. See that C-Hip, that's gonna be that RFID, NFC, whatever they want to call that motherfucker.
Sure.
That's gonna be like your social security card. That's gonna be your QR code. What they gonna load everything up to you. You gonna have a number, you know what I'm saying? Which you ain't gonna see none of this shit, but that's how they set it up. You know, instead of you having a wallet, this bank card, that bank card, this app, that app, you ain't gonna need all that in this system that they trying to implement in the earth, man. All you gonna need is one little thing. All that going to the DMV every couple years to renew your tag and get a new ID. Nah, it ain't gonna be none of that no more, man. they finna fix this shit. You know?
Trump got the dream team, the fucking meta physicists. So you know the niggas that be doing all the digital shit, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and a few more, to basically
technocrats. The different technocrats. Yep.
And Salaki, you know, Jake always got something wrong with him. Like you know, diabetes and shit. So they're gonna be able to look at your chip and say, okay, you need more of this and that. You know, because Jake go to the hospital for everything, man.
Yeah, the hospital ain't gonna really be needed because they gonna be able to monitor everything going wrong with you through that device, man. So if you got a cold, they gonna know, okay, shit, you done contracted COVID. They gonna come pick your motherfucking ass up and quarantine you, man. That's how the new world, that's what they want in the new world order, man. You got that C-HIP where shit, you finna have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be monitoring your vitals and all that shit.
Goddamn ambulance will be out your house
Yeah,
outside.
yeah, you having a stroke. Some crazy shit. I'm having a stroke. Yeah, you finna have a stroke.
Yeah.
2 minutes later, you out, goddamn, damn.
Yep.
You know?
As we saw.
But he ain't gonna get all this shit. The Lord is gonna stop this nigga in his tracks, man. We just talking shit. But that's his plan, man. That's what he wanna do with that C-HIP. You know, this new world order, this technocracy. You know, this is part of the agenda, man. This is what they want, man. That's why they want to depopulate the earth. They ain't trying to do that shit with, with 8 billion people. That's why they want to depopulate the earth to 500 million. A perfect balance with nature. Something that they can control. And ain't gonna need all these humans. And another reason a lot of people getting laid off from their job and shit, because they getting ready to bring them robots in.
Oh, yeah.
Them humanoid robots that can do your job. Don't get tired.
Don't need no break.
Don't need no goddamn break.
PTO.
None of that. They ready to work. They create.
Yeah.
They don't need none of that. No PPE or shit.
Background check.
Yeah. Yeah. That nigga ain't no feeling, man. He a robot, you know?
You know, I got another one if y'all ain't got one. Okay. Just real quick, based off what the brother was speaking of, 22. Get 22 time. Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, and that word wicked ain't talking about Esau. Edom is going into the working class, the workers, so to speak. You know? Aimal, if I ain't mistaken, would be the Hebrew word.
Yeah, when these people start getting laid off, because of these robots and shit that's going on, they gonna lose it.
Yeah, and they losing their pensions and, these motherfuckers. See, your 401k and shit, that's your money that you work hard for.
Yeah.
And they taking that shit out your check every paycheck. They taking that shit. Ever since you've been working, they've been taking your money, goddamn. And then when they realize that's gone, people whole life is invested in working their whole life, retiring and getting that goddamn money and being able to just sit down on retirement and they 401k and just, goddamn sit on the couch, goddamn go outside and goddamn, fix shit around the house and pet the dog.
Travel.
Yeah. Yeah, travel.
You can look at them and tell like that's what's holding them together.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they can do all that.
Yeah, I got
shit.
my 401k. Shit, I got 10 more years to do this shit and it's gonna be nah. You people finna and Jake, these people ain't ready for what's coming, man. At all, man.
Hell no.
The people that just drive around, all these people just walking around and drive around, they ain't ready for what's to come, man. Nowhere near. That's how you know when this time comes, people gonna be so fucking terrified, man. The Lord got something for the pride of these people, man. And these some proud people in America, man.
Oh yeah.
Proud and don't know shit. You know what I'm saying?
Impulsive. It's a lot. When the gas run out, you niggas gonna be walking. A lot of y'all who got them fancy ass cars, you gonna be walking.
Yeah, motherfuckers out of shape. Motherfucker, it's a lot of people who can't even goddamn.
Sprint.
You tell them, look, man, let goddamn walk a couple. Let walk from here up goddamn to the loop or some shit.
Yeah.
Man, that's too far. You know what I'm saying?
I got bad knees.
Yeah, you can say, okay, let's walk from right here to that bridge down there. Man, I ain't finna walk way down there. Shit. Jake, it's a lot of people who super out of shape. You know what I'm saying? And this time this finna be a terrible time, man. especially to not be in no kind of shape or be obese and just through without the Lord. Oh, your ass is grass, man. You know, you gonna be an easy victim. You know.
That's right. So
We finna go into a time really of the survival of the fittest.
Right.
You know. Or who, you know, that ain't really what it's gonna be about. Cause it's really just finna be judgment. I'm just saying. I'm just, you know, making spiritually and carnally, you know, and in a way.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you gonna have to know something, man, in the times that come. But that knowing something ain't gonna save you. You gonna need the Lord to be delivered completely from this time. You know, but to last the longest, you better know some shit. If you refuse to hearken unto the Lord, you know. So you just gonna be a sitting duck. All these people on disability and in wheelchairs and shit, they through.
Yeah.
You know, mental retardation and shit like that. It's all with for, you know, a lot of people, man.
I got one real quick. This is Matthew 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noe were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yeah, and we living in the times of Noah all over again, because what people doing? They eating, drinking, and marrying and giving them marriage. Here it is. People don't understand that what's going on, what Iran doing is really ultimately finna turn this world to a third world country. People don't understand Iran is doing basically in a way psychological warfare, showing these other nations, look, y'all don't need America. We don't need to base the whole world around America no more. Look what we got them in. We got them in the chokehold. Now look at y'all. Y'all ain't got no gas. But y'all put y'all trust in these niggas. Mm-hmm. Now y'all ain't got no gas. Y'all ain't got no goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Y'all through, and they can't defend you, man.
No, ain't true.
So, shit, they making a statement like, shit, let the weak say I'm strong. That's what the scriptures say, man.
If I can add on to what you're saying, the people basically, you know, it's everything that's happening. It's happening so quick that people can't catch up to it. It's
Yep.
like the prophet's been on the scene saying these things is happening, but the rate that is happening is so fast that people can't even like catch up.
Yeah.
Even though it's in the news and on articles online, people still can't catch up to it.
That makes sense, you know.
Because it's spiritual. The Lord, this is prophecy coming to pass.
And it's happening fast, man. You know? Like you said, it's happening so fast, people can't even goddamn grasp this shit. It's happening so fast. So they just sticking to comfortability. I ain't gonna worry about it. And hoping like fuck that things just get better. That's what people doing. They hoping like, okay, this just a phase.
Yeah.
You know, a short time pain for long term gain. It might hurt for a minute, but things gonna go back to normal. But no, this shit is gonna get exponentially worse, however you say that shit. You know, this shit gonna get horrible, man. It's gonna be a short term pain to your death, man. You know, it's over with. Ain't no shaking back. If it's shake back, you gonna be in the New World Order with a chip in your ass. Mm-hmm. And it still ain't no shaking back from that, because the Lord gonna destroy this bitch, man.
That's right. I got a piece of the clothes on there.
Yeah, you get yours real quick. Yeah,
This real quick. Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
And that's what, you know, to the elect, for the elect. And that's where our knowledge and wisdom comes from, and our strength and our hope and our faith, man, from the Lord setting up the apostles to teach us, you know.
Which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. And that's why the number of videos has increased, you know, brothers being in this truth, when I first came into the truth, you had, like heads of camps, regional heads that would make a certain amount of videos, but now basically every brother takes on that responsibility to the point where
Make as many
the
videos.
videos are
as
just,
possible.
they just spinning. It's constant, because I say back then, but back then it may be 3 days and a brother not have a video. You know what I'm saying? Now it's to the point where it's at all times the videos is coming out. Flooded.
It's been an increase.
And more videos. And I said this in a video I did earlier. Great Millstone got more videos than all other camps combined.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nobody putting out the videos like the Elder Pastor Hall on down, man.
And that's why we know that's where the truth is coming from. That's where the Lord is speaking from.
And we ain't getting paid to do this.
Nah.
Ain't no money coming in for this. Our channels ain't monetized. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got millions of, whole bunch of people flocking to us because we look fancy and all. Nah, we just doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And truth and sincerity. We ain't lying to you trying to gather members. And we telling you the truth, man. You better repent.
Right.
And that's another reason this thing is more intensified, because the Lord, that's how merciful the Lord is. Okay, I'm going to turn the prophets up that much more. I'm going to set an example using the Apostle Torah, which the Lord doing, and make them push all them videos for everybody else to follow suit. And when I bring this time that's 10 times worse than your worst nightmare upon you, you ain't gonna have no fucking excuse, man, because the prophets, was with you daily, man, pleading and begging you
Every day.
to repent, turn back to the knowledge and understanding that you're an Israelite. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Literally. Because we don't want to see our people get destroyed, but that's why we literally pleading.
But these motherfuckers wicked. Every time you think like that, you just gotta look back. Well, this nigga celebrating Christmas. These motherfuckers celebrating their birthdays. When you tell them something, they get mad at you. You become their enemy when you tell them the truth. So fuck these motherfuckers.
Right.
Man.
The Lord's shortening our patience because, we don't got time for a nigga. This family, we don't give a fuck.
Yep.
If you family, it don't matter. Why that matter? If you not getting it, you through. You done. Yep. We moving on. If a nigga can't get it, we moving on.
Yep. I get this and we'll close with that.
All right,
This Psalms chapter 91 and verse 1, it say, he that dwelleth in the secret places, in the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
If I may, the scriptures say the beginning of wisdom and knowledge is the fear of the Lord. And to dwell in that secret place, brother reading Psalms 91 is to fear the Lord. Real quick, I'm gonna grab this to back
Truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Which, if you don't have the fear of the Lord, you can't be a part of this. The Lord ain't gonna let you come into this, man.
That's right. Psalms 34 and verse 7, the angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth around.
That's what I was looking for. But that's, because the angels encampeth around us, man. And that's that standard being lifted. That's Michael the Great Prince gonna stand up for us. When our hell break loose, we ain't gonna be just, out there getting terrorized and tortured and raped, starving to death. And nah, the Lord gonna have mercy on his elect, those who turn back to him, man. His judgment is for the wicked, man.
Exactly.
You got it, us, right?
It says, the angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivered them.
Yep. And we gonna be delivered, because the Lord gonna return. Yahweh Shai gonna come get us, man.
Right.
This verse 2, Psalm 91 and verse 2, it say, I will say to the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler.
Surely.
Yep. And from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover me with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler, man. So this, hey man, the Lord got us, man. You know, everybody always coming up. That's another thing. When people talk about the worst time ever, they talk about prep this and done that and do this and do that. No, what we gonna say? You better repent, cause none of that shit gonna save you, man.
Right.
Them people finna be, you know, they trusting in the wrong thing. Well, they need to be trusting in the Lord, cause if you really truly understood what the Lord finna do, you gonna understand that shit. That shit ain't gonna save me from what's finna come on this earth, man.
Yeah.
You know?
If you dealing with knowledge and wisdom, you're gonna understand that the Lord controls every single person, your enemies.
Yep.
And if you fear Him, He's gonna make your enemies be at peace with you.
Yep.
You know, like the brother said, if you understand that, you're gonna understand the Lord is in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And to fear Him is to be safe in that secret place.
Yeah, and even if your enemies don't end up, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker get to charging you like he trying to do so, guess what? The angels encamping around about us, man.
Right.
Standards gonna be lifted.
And your
You
faith,
know?
ultimately your faith has to go beyond that,
Yep.
because the Lord was crucified.
Yep.
So we may have to be
You might have to
tortured
die.
and die.
You might have to die.
But our faith has to go beyond death to be faithful to the Lord in death.
Yep. And that's why Apostle Boy always say, you gotta know what you're a part of, man.
Right.
You know, because when you know what you're a part of, you understand that death was one of the ways one of the paths, so to speak. You know, 7 women might not be the brother who allotted to 7 women taking hold of 1 man on this side.
Right.
Or even if you is, your life is on the line, man. You know, we can die in this thing, man. You gotta understand that death is on the table. But shit, even if you're not in the truth, death is a guarantee. So shit, either way it go, man.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't come into this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you don't turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you're gonna die.
Look, you ain't gotta worry about catching the dog.
Yeah. You gotta worry about dog catching your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker gon' catch your ass, man. Shit.
That's right.
The word for the day is J-O-B, Yahushua, goddamn. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's the word of the day, man. You ain't gotta serve him. Shit.
That's the result for that.
Hey, if you don't serve the Lord, guess what? Wickedness is finna serve you. Evil is finna serve you. Pestilence, famine, torture. You know, death, man. Teeth of wild beasts.
Because Salaki, you know, the elect ain't gonna be getting popped. You got an eye missing and
Yeah.
shit. No, the Lord gonna preserve His elect.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you gonna go through just the worst.
Yeah.
You know, you get stabbed up 10 times.
Yeah, and escape that, man. Goddamn, you wounded and a motherfucker see you on some freaky shit and goddamn pop you. You know?
The elect ain't getting popped, man. The elect is not
Yeah,
getting
and
popped.
you get motherfuckers, a goddamn gang of homosexuals like Sodom and Gomorrah. I want some booty tonight.
And I still made it through all that. That's not the elect.
Yeah.
You going through that shit, you know.
Yeah, the Lord wasn't with you, man.
He not
You know?
with you.
That ain't the Acts 14 and 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the nukes.
Tribulation,
Yeah, then the nukes come goddamn. Yeah, you go through all this crazy shit. That makes sense. But the Lord gonna protect us, man. You know. Hey. We'll just close out with it. You know, we went down there hours. But you know, Lord willing us edifying, we're gonna end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone rule, where been a great example to his younger brothers in the truth. Peace and blessings to the whole elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.